This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Today's discussion are two different sets of thoughts for founders. So the first concept on a thought for founders is as follows. We view starting a business, driving a business, as really requiring 3 to 4 things. One, it ultimately requires some founder or somebody with serious drive, typically. Second, it requires building a great team. At the end of the day, you almost can't do anything without a great team, and I think that is true as true can be. Third is it requires product market fit. Not just an idea of a founder, not just the drive of a founder, not just a team, but something that customers actually want and need, so product market fit. Then, of course, it requires wonderful execution on behalf of the customers. People think about customer experience, talk about patient experience, talk about experience all the way around. But at the end of the day, that's really true. You need to be able to take care of customers and take care of them really, really well. So that's one set of thoughts for founders. The second thought we'll have today for founders is the founder's evolution in 3 stages. And we write about this and talk about it often. We view the founder's evolution in 3 stages. First, as a founder, you're typically, as they used to say, the chief cook, dishwasher, chef, everything. You do sort of a lot of everything when you first start a business. The second stage is you start to hire people to take on some of those roles. And there's a great book by a guy named Martell right now called Buy Back Your Time that speaks a lot about this, about sort of hiring people to start to do the roles that you used to do. And that's the second phase of being a founder. You start to free up yourself, you get to scale a little bit because you start to hire people that do those things. At the end of the day, we often say the loneliest number in business is 1. You can't have 1 customer, you can't have 1 staffer, you have to start to develop a team. The third stage of a founder goes beyond stage 2, where everybody that works for you in leadership positions is better than you were in those roles that you did originally. Perhaps you still have your unique strength that you're uniquely great at. But by and large, when you build a real company, you start to have people in all those different roles that do them better than you do them. And that's really the fundamental third stage of a company where you can grow to a whole different level when you start to have a team that's not under you, but that's above you and thriving with you. We talk about this concept often of leaders and partners and team members need to thrive and thrive. It can't be top down in the long run when you thrive and they don't thrive. Everybody has to thrive. And the third stage of an evolution of a founder is where all those are thriving around him and her. And quite frankly, they're better than him or her at the core jobs that the founder used to do. Let's hope the founder still has some unique quality that makes them great. But at the end of the day, when you build a real company, you move to the spot where the founders outperformed in all the roles he or she used to have by the people leading all those different departments and efforts. Those are the 3 stages of a founder's evolution. Thank you for listening, as always, to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. I'd love to have your comments. If you're one of the first 2 people to send me a note in this podcast that you listen to me, 773-766-5322. Would love to send you a $50 Amazon gift certificate. You got to be one of the first 2 that sends this back. And it's got to say something like, 2 thoughts for founders or something like that, the title of this podcast. Thank you very much for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. I am thankful every day to Chanel Bunger, our magnificent producer as well. Thank you very, very much.